My name is May, and this is This Past Romance. Today, we're going to talk about my TikTok TBR. Now, I've tried to film this video like 4 times. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I've done this so many times now. We're just going to talk about it. Instead of me showing you, we're just going to talk about it. So, the way I curate my TikTok TBR is I watch TikTok a lot. And I will screenshot a book that attracts me so that I have that blurb, I have that creator, I have the author's name, and I have the book specifically. Sometimes it's in the description, sometimes I have to go to the comments to figure it out, and sometimes I can't see the blurb anymore. And originally, my plan was to show you the blurb. And I may still be able to do that, and if I can, I will insert it at some point throughout the video, like as I talk about that book specifically. But what I've done instead is just gone through the TBR that I did and took screenshots to read you the synopsis from Goodreads. If TikTok wasn't around, this is what we'd have to go off of for this book, okay? So, I took my glasses off and I feel so weird. So, the way I did it, took my screenshots and I plugged them into a very simple spreadsheet. I did book title, author name, who on TikTok recommended this book to me. Because I will take the more in-depth information and put it into my 2024 reading spreadsheet, right? That tracks how many pages I read, that kind of stuff. I don't need 16 spreadsheets with the same information on it. I just needed a way to organize my information to like look at it quickly and to be able to do a random number generator to figure out what books I was going to read this month. So, or for the next 2 months, because we all know a month is very ambitious to get me to read a book. Come on now. I got 5 books from the random number generator, and then I picked 5 books. So the first book is His Best Shot by J. Nicole. J. Nicole is going to be a recurring theme because I really want to try this author. These books look good and they're all sports. All the ones I screenshot are sports romances. J. Nicole has a long backlist according to Goodreads. So, you know, and the TikTok that inspired this for J. Nicole only included 4 of their sports romance books. So, His Best Shot by J. Nicole, the synopsis is: celebrities, bright lights, fancy restaurants, shopping excursions. The life of a basketball wife living in LA was amazing. Or at least it seemed. I wouldn't know because I was a single woman living in a small town. Oh, and I had a teacher's salary. But my best friend was married to Nate King, the Nate King of the LA Stars. And I had the privilege of visiting her. As much as I begged her to hook me up with one of Nate's teammates, nothing ever worked out. Until the night I met Julius Roy. One thing led to another and I ended up in his hotel room. When it was time for me to return to the classroom in my small town, I forgot about him. He didn't exactly forget about me. This is a fling romance. It has 4.35 stars on Goodreads, and I'm very excited to read it. I love a basketball romance. I don't feel like there are enough of them out there, and I have a video planned around basketball romances coming up in the next couple months. Because would it be me if I didn't give you a themed recommendation video? No. And a themed recommendation video about something I haven't watched in years but can still talk like I watched it yesterday? Come on. The second book, still from J. Nicole. I'm going to keep rolling with the J. Nicole books for a little bit here. Love Wasn't the Goal. Professional basketball had always been Nico Maxwell's dream, but a life-altering diagnosis changed his plans. When his goals are crushed, it took him some time to realize that he had to live fully and spontaneously. Instead of planning for the future with a career, wife, and family, he's taking life one day at a time. One day, one woman at a time. Marketing expert Destiny Harlow thought her girlfriend title would soon be upgraded to wifey. That was until her boyfriend broke her heart. She was crushed and found an old friend, Nico Maxwell, the perfect guy to help ease her heartache. A growing baby bump was not what either expected, but was what they needed to help them change their perspective on their life goals. This book has a 4.1. Or I'm sorry, a 4.41. Is it a pregnancy? Do I typically like those? Yes. Yes and no. I don't typically like them. It is a pregnancy trope. We'll see what happens. I'm happy to read it. It's a basketball romance. It's one of those things that I want to read more of basketball romances. I want to do more with that side of things. I am from Kentucky. Kentucky is a big basketball place. The next one is His Missed Shot by J. Nicole, When Chloe moves to LA, she wasn't trying to meet a star or become one. While working to become a famous chef, Chloe made a delivery to Chris's house. Although he had the physique, the face, and that devilish grin that made her want to spread open for him on the counter, he was a client, and she was strictly forbidden from fraternizing with clients. Chris made it to the NBA and already had 1 championship ring. Finding a woman to settle down with wasn't exactly what he wanted, but he saw her in his kitchen. Then his main concern was no longer winning another championship. It quickly became convincing her that she wanted him as badly as he wanted her. Will Chloe give him a chance to shoot his shot, or will she be working hard on her defense? This is the last Jay Nicole, and this is Love Blitz. This is a football romance. In a week, Gianna would have walked down the aisle, but her life turned upside down. She could hardly get out of the bed, but her friends had something else in mind. A night out with lots of liquor, a man to make her forget about her cheating ex-fiance. She agreed to the night out and to the liquor too, but was she ready for the man who came into her life? Angelo was a rookie football player. He is at the top of his game in high school and in college, but in the league, he's riding the bench. Then the starting quarterback gets sacked. Can he prove his loyalty to the team and to her? He's going to play hard for both. I mean, come on. Come on. You're not intrigued? You don't want to read these books? I'm so excited to read these books. Now, these are the books that pulled off of the random generator. The first one is Rewrite Our Story by Kat Singleton. Cade Jennings was always there for me when I needed him until he wasn't. I spent my entire life loving my best friend's older brother. Every single one of my birthday wishes was spent hoping Cade would finally notice me. And then one day he did. But not all love stories have happy endings. It's been years since I left the small town of Sutton Mountain devastated and heartbroken. I'd used the pain to fuel a best-selling novel that solidified I'd never return until tragedy struck, forcing me to face the man that shattered my heart. I thought I'd be strong enough to see him again. I didn't expect the angry, broken man staring back at me. But the more time we spend around each other, the more I see glimpses of the man I fell in love with. His touch still owns me. His kiss still brands me. And even after all this time, the feelings I have for him still consume me. Cade and I are unfinished business, and this time he's not letting me leave until we rewrite our story. This is the first book in the series. It is a steamy second chance best friend's brother romance. Steamy second chance best friend's brother. It's me. You know I was gone for a year, but I feel like I need to establish that one thing did not change, and brother's best friend romances are still my favorite. We have Deal with the Devil by Elizabeth O'Rourke next. He might not be the devil, but working under him for 6 weeks is my idea of hell. Hayes Flynn is an arrogant jerk known best for his Scotch habit and the way he spreads his British charm all over Hollywood. Never with the same woman twice. He's the last person I want to work for, except he has a face I can't look away from, and the longer we're together, the harder he is to hate. But under that smug exterior is a heart he doesn't want to show. One that was badly broken a decade earlier. A part of me wants to fix it for him before I leave, but can I do that without breaking my own in the process? I believe this is a celebrity romance. That's another thing that didn't change. I still love celebrity romances, guys. Things don't change around here. My hair color changes, but not my reading taste. Falling Off the Cliff by Kenitha P. is a Formula One themed book. Do I know anything about Formula One? No. I got nothing. Formula One legend in the making and rising star Thiago Valencia is chasing redemption as well as his second world champion title. With a tarnished reputation and an undetermined future in F1 that hangs in the balance by a terribly loose thread, he can't afford to lose his seat. Thiago is ready to do anything to redeem himself and ease his past mistakes. When a mysterious woman intrudes on his private party in Monte Carlo, he is certain the universe has brought his polar opposite into his life as salvation. He is sunshine, she is moonlight. He is a bright star and she is a moonbeam. Destiny takes the wheel, steering Kamari into Tiago's orbit, but her open disdain and closely guarded heart warn her to stay away. Enchanted by her charms, Thiago is intent on melting her freezing barriers and tearing down the walls, shielding her heart. And when Kamari agrees to help him save his future by being his fake girlfriend, the unexpected happens, triggered by a game of lies, secrets, and desire. As they plunge towards the finish line, the race veers off track and neither of them are ready to fall off the cliff. And now, one that is not surprising to anyone, Underneath It All by Kate Canterbury. I love Kate Canterbury. I realized earlier when I filmed this one of the first 6 times that I wasn't making content at the time. I was just on Izzy's channel. So I didn't get to tell you all to read In a Jam. So if you've not read In a Jam, read In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. It is one of my favorite books of 2023. Easily, probably my favorite book of 2023. If not, it's in my top 3. It's not, it's like it's above my top 5. In a Jam was so good. I've recommended it to everybody. If you've not read it, go read it. That's my advice. So Underneath It All by Kate Canterbury. This is the first book in the Walsh's series. Matthew Walsh doesn't have feelings, and he likes it that way. Between breathing life into his family's 3rd generation Boston architecture shop, keeping the peace with his 5 siblings, and competing in triathlons, he doesn't have much time for feelings. At least that's the case until Lauren Halstead tumbles into his life. The feisty, beautiful blonde isn't what he wants, and definitely not what he expects. She's so much more. Lauren Halstead doesn't have time, and that's turning into a real problem for her. Losing focus isn't something Lauren does with any regularity. She has checklists and to-do lists and action plans a mile long. She doesn't have distractions, and she doesn't let anyone tell her what to do. When she trips down a flight of stairs and into her architect's arms, she gives into distraction for one night. They weren't looking when they found each other anyway. Then Kate Canterbury puts her content warnings at the end. Content warning: a history of emotional and physical abuse by a parent, on-page moments of mental and physical abuse by a parent, parent illness, parent loss, and estranged family members. So if any of those things trigger you, don't read it. Then we have Cocky Score by Kenna King. This is a fake relationship, brother's best friend, steamy hockey romance. What's worse than being in a fake relationship with my childhood crush when he's a notorious NHL party boy and my brother's best friend? Being hired as the PR representative for the hockey team, I've always been a fan, should be a dream come true, especially because my old crush plays for them. My suggestion to save Briggs' career is solid. Have him fake date someone wholesome who can change his image. That's when my big mouth gets in the way and I admit to being the girl next door. Now my boss is offering me the promotion of a lifetime, but it comes with strings. Fake date Briggs Conley. Now I have to fix Briggs' reputation, lie to our families, keep my MMA fighter brother from pummeling his best friend, and stop myself from falling further from my childhood crush, all while we're forced to live together and pretend to be madly in love in front of the cameras. What could possibly go wrong? How about when my brother ends up in our guest bedroom and I end up in the pro hockey player in my bed? Come on. Come on. And the last book on my TikTok TBR is The Fake Boyfriend Fiasco by Talia Hibbert. The soccer star is determined to win his woman's heart. For millionaire footballer Nicholas Christou, one look is all it takes. The minute he sees Aria Granger, he's a goner. Playboy Nick knows lust intimately, but his need for Aria goes far beyond that. Of course, the plus-size beauty isn't interested in romance, but Nick isn't interested in giving up. Aria Granger has sworn off relationships for her own good. After all, her ex nearly murdered her best friend, so clearly her taste is questionable. When charming, gorgeous Nick bounds into her life, Aria can't decide if he's as innocent as he seems or if her bullshit-o-meter is broken. The super sweet sports star claims he needs a fake girlfriend to protect him from misunderstandings. And Aria, with her tattoos, piercings, and dangerous scowl, fits the bill. But there's no way a guy as handsome as Nick can be that bad at handling relationships. Can he? Okay. That is my TikTok TBR. Those are all going to be listed down below with links. You know the drill. You know how this goes. I'll do a check-in in about March on this TBR. Tell you guys where we fall. If, by some miracle, we've made it through all of these books, we will reconvene when they're finished and we will pick more. I have, like I said, I have a spreadsheet. I do the random number generator, that kind of thing. But that's my TikTok TBR. These are the, I think it's 10, it might be 11 books that I want to read up from TikTok, that I've gotten from TikTok in the last month. So yeah. That's all I've got. I forgot how to do TBR videos. If you have any questions, let me know. Tell me how you track what you read from TikTok, or if you even use TikTok and are on Book Talk. My sister-in-law wants me to make a Book Talk account and post Book Talk videos. I bite my nails. I don't think it would be great, but whatever. But just, you know, let me know. Engage in a conversation down below. I'm so happy to talk to you. Hit me up on Instagram. You can find me on Goodreads. I'm This Past Romance pretty much everywhere. So that's all. That's all I've got. So yeah, until next time, y'all, be good to yourself. Take care of yourself, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, everyone.